to follow the action. I want to thank the thousands that watched the show last week, and we're going to get right down to business because we're running a little late. Dave Mason's back on from Bet Online, the Philly Rooster, the 8-Ball, Matt from the College Kids, and Batman's on here. Jimmy the Sheep, are you on today?
Yes, I am, sir.
Wow, it's a miracle. Thank the Lord. Thank the gambling gods. Jimmy the Sheep's on. All right, let's get right down to business. Let's go to Dave Mason from Bet Online, game 451, 452. Houston travels to Miami. Game opened up 7:45.5. Bet Online right now is at 5.5 and 46. Dave Mason, tell everybody the news about what's going on with this game.
Yeah, nothing too sharp as of yet. 61% the cash is on the Texans, and 67% is on the under. Not a lot of volume as you would expect. Another one of those games I wish it was in London so we could actually get some good volume on it.
We go to Rooster first. Philly Rooster.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Tyrod Taylor's back. But before we start, what kind of wine are you drinking tonight?
I went Italian tonight. A little known brand, but it's really good. It's called Canani.
Canani? Sheep, you ever tried Canani?
I heard of Panana.
Baba, you're not going to find it in the section you go in. It's in the over $50.
They don't sell that in K&A.
Listen, I didn't know the dollar store had over 50 cents bottle of wines.
Oh, man. All right, let's get to this game. Rooster, Tyrod Taylor's back. You think Houston has enough to go to Miami and win this game or at least cover the spread?
Well, the game, at +7, I like the Texans here. Down to 5.5 now. At that point, it's really a no bet for me. 5's a dead number. 6 isn't that good. The next good number here would be 4, which I would lay on the Dolphins if I could. But right now, it's a no bet on the side. I do like the under a little bit, especially if this game creeps up to 47. Open 45. It's all public money that drove this thing up, but I have a feeling I'm going to see 47 in here. I'm going to hit the under on that.
Shit, do you agree with Rooster, or you got a different opinion?
I agree with the dog. I would only take 7 on the game, and Houston, it's another donation. +7 years, a bet. I have no opinion on the total because I think both offenses, you don't know what they're going to do. One week they show up, next week they don't. I could only take 7, but I don't think I would even lay 4 in the game.
Okay, let me go to 8-Ball. 8-Ball with Tyrod Taylor, 6 touchdowns in 1.5 games. David Mills, 5 touchdowns in 6 games. Does Houston cover the spread and win the game outright, or do you like Miami?
Yeah, I think Houston covers this spread at 6, 5.5. I even think they have a chance to win this game outright. Miami's 1-7. I mean, they shouldn't be laying 7 against anyone. This team has no identity on offense. They're obviously more talented, but that talent hasn't translated to any wins this year. So if I'm betting this game, I'm definitely taking Houston.
Maddie from the College Kids. Who do you like in this one?
Took Houston +7. I was pretty sure Tyrod was going to play, and also took him on the money line +250. They're both, haven't had, good years so far. Both teams, I believe, are 1-7. They won their first game and lost ever since. But this Houston team, they have pretty good pass defense, solid. They're about average. They're not too bad. And Miami's been a pass-heavy team all year. I think Tyrod Taylor is much better than Tua. And I also do believe it's an upgrade with Tyrod Taylor over Davis Mills. We saw the first 2 games. We saw him play fantastic in those 2 games when he did play, especially in that second game against Cleveland before he got hurt. He was playing very well. But, yeah, we took Houston +7, and I also like the money line if you want
to. Batman, you got an opinion on this one?
Yeah, man. I bet the Texans, the really bad Texans. Tyrod Taylor, the metrics they had with him, I think he played, the first week or so or something like that?
1.5 games, yeah.
They played really. I thought he played really good. I thought they were more efficient. I think he is not going to turn the ball over as much. I think he's going to be able to pass the ball down the field. I think that Houston's going to get some energy because if Tyrod kind of goes against this really bad Miami defense, kind of gets it going early a little bit, I think you'll see the defense play a little bit better. I like him +7. I agree.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board. 453, 454. Denver travels to Dallas. I mean, Dallas is playing lights out. They're undefeated against the spread this year. Dak looks to be healthy. Game's up to 10 at Bet Online. Totals up to 50. A little juice at minus 12 cents. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Is there any sharp money on a side or a total, and how's the public bet in this game?
Nothing sharp yet. Not a whole hell of a lot of sharp action on the board yet, the overall board. But early actions on the Cowboys about 60%. So on the Cowboys minus 10 and 52% on the over. So pretty choppy there.
Let me go to Rooster first. Rooster, you got an opinion on this one?
This is another tough one. I mean, you got to like Denver because of the number, but I don't see how they can hang with these guys, especially with a depleted pass rush now. Dak looks like he's going to be 100%. This is a no bet for me, but you got to lean the dog. Anytime in the NFL you're getting double digits. I mean, they're on the road. It's a no bet for me. Gun to my head, I'm taking 10.5 on Denver here.
Sheet, you got an opinion on this one?
Fucking dog. All over the dog. And I've been
Fucking
riding
dog.
Dallas. I've been riding Dallas all year. I really have. But this is a great spot. After that great Prescott win last week in Minnesota where I got my balls handed to me on Minnesota, I just love Denver in this spot. This is just – I love Denver plus 10.5. Hopefully the public will drive it up. We can take 11 on Sunday. But I'm all over Denver, and I'll stick with it.
Let me go to Batman. Teddy Bridgewater. It's hard to beat him by 10 points. I think the only time he's lost by 10 points this year has been against the Raiders, and he threw 3 interceptions in that game. And that's not like him. I think he's 13-5 this year, touchdown interception ratio. He's basically a 2-to-1 TD to interception ratio over the last 3 years. If Denver doesn't lose a turnover battle here, should they stay within the number?
If our robots will send out some love and make sure we don't get too many turnovers, we're going to take 10.5. So if somebody can program those boys up for this game, make sure some of them offensive line play, tell the coach to throw it down the center against that zone defense of the Cowboys, and we'll be cashing big. I'm going to be interested to see how Dak plays in this game. Here's why. The calf injury, I mean, it's really, really debilitating. That calf muscle attachment back there, I think you're going to see a lot of run game. I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring. I just think that Denver has a chance to keep it within 10.5, and they're not going to be as explosive as they have been. So if Teddy doesn't turn the ball over, I'm on Tyrod and Teddy. It's so bad this week. If Teddy doesn't turn the ball over, we got a good shot, 10.5.
Let me go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, Dallas has looked great, but they've played a bunch of 500 teams this year other than the Buccaneers' first game of the season in a close loss. They beat, I think, Chargers were the other team with a winning record this year, but everyone else was basically 500 or less. You think the Cowboys got a shot here to cover this big number, or do you like the Denver Broncos?
I like Denver here. I think if Teddy Bridgewater takes care of the ball, they can stay within that 10 for the majority of the game. I agree with everyone else on the dog here.
Matt from the College Kids, who do you like?
Yeah, I have to agree with Denver plus 10. I haven't bet it yet, but Denver plus 10 is the right side. If you can get 10.5, great. I think that injury to Dak, the calf muscle, as Batman said, is going to be a little bit of a problem. I think they're going to be running the ball heavily with, Zeke and possibly Pollard. But Denver's run defense isn't that bad. They've been solid all year. I think they're ranked 12th in opponent yards per rush. And we look at when they versed Cleveland a couple weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago, that score was 17-14, so they kept them in check pretty well. I think 10 points in a, low-scoring game, like you guys said, is a great opportunity here.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board, 455, 456. Tough loss for Minnesota and everyone who bet them last week against the Cowboys. They traveled to Baltimore, seeing some 6s on the screen, basically painted across the screen. Bet online's at 50. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Any sharp money on a side or total? How's the public betting this one?
Nothing too sharp yet. 65% on the Ravens, -6, -112, and about 73% is on the over, currently 50.
As of right now, halfway through the season, Dave, what type of liability do you have on futures? Who's the one team you guys definitely don't want to win the Super Bowl this year?
Cowboys right now. Cowboys, they've been getting bet pretty big, and they're always, they're a semi-popular team. Beginning of the season, it was the Buccaneers, but ever since the season started, the Cowboys have taken pole position there.
All right, let's go to Rooster. Rooster, Vikings got us last week. You bet them again this week, plus the 6, or maybe you wait for this game to go to 7, or do you like the Ravens here?
I can't get off the Vikings. I love them again this week. I mean, the Vikings could easily be 5-2. They missed the 37-yard field goal. They should have won that game from one of the best kickers in the league. They should have won the game last week. This team is much better than their record, and I think Baltimore is a little better than their record, to be honest with you. I know they're at home, but give me close to a touchdown on the Vikings here. It's like stealing. This game should be 3.
Wow.
What?
Go ahead, Sheep. Fire away, baby.
Wait. Say that again, please, and get the
This
line out of your
line
mouth.
should be 3 on this game. That's the
Right
right
line
line.
should be 3.
In Baltimore? I don't know.
In Baltimore.
So
On a neutral field, these teams are close.
Listen, I know I clown on Lamar Jackson all the time, Rooster. But I don't know, man. I think Baltimore's a little better than Minnesota, and they're at home. Is there weather in this game? Do you know if there's any weather in this game or not?
Nah, no weather.
No weather. Sheep, what do you think, man? What's
I
going on?
think he's better go back to drinking water or something, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. He's making that game a 3, Baltimore 3. What are you kidding me? This is gambling 101. You're going to tell me right now that Baltimore should be 3.
Who do you like, Baba? Stop rambling on.
No, I'm asking your opinion. This is important. Well, I need to know your math.
I think +6 is like stealing. Who do you like?
Fucking Baltimore -3. That's your number.
All right, so Baba wants Baltimore -3 -210. You got it. How much?
You can for 2 pizzas that you owe me.
Yeah.
Deals.
Let me go to Batman first. Batman, who do you like in this matchup, man?
I like Baltimore -12 plus 230. Rooster, I love you, man. I absolutely love you. You're the best. When I come to Philly, I'm going to personally sit in your house and drink your wine, and I'm going to let you tell me what you drink. That's the only thing I want. I don't want to talk anything else, just red wine. No, in all seriousness, with this game, I think the matchup comes down to the terrible run defense on Minnesota. Daniil Hunter just got hurt. He's a huge middle run stopper for them. That is an enormous problem for them. The Minnesota Vikings are going to really struggle in this game, controlling Lamar in the middle of the field. I think Baltimore wins this going away. I think -6 is cheap. I bet it at 5.5. I like the Ravens minus the 5.5.
Well, Batman, you can call up Rooster and lay 3 on the fucking game, because that's what he mentioned.
You can lay 3 -210 like Baba.
Rooster's hotline is open.
Let me go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, who do you like in this matchup?
I like the Vikings plus the 6 here. If it gets to 7, I like it even more. Mike Zimmer's played a lot of running quarterbacks this year. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. They shut down Russell Wilson that game. Third time seeing a running quarterback. I think, they'll be prepared. They have some injuries, but he's a good schemer. They played in a lot of close games this year. I think they'll keep this one tight. I agree with Rooster here.
Matt from the college kids, who do you like?
I like the Ravens. The Vikings, they can't stop the run. Now you have Hunter out for the season. We have Anthony Barr limited into practice. He didn't to start the week. Michael Pierce, he didn't practice. Defensive tackle.
God bless you.
Defensive tackles, Lynch, he was limited. So I think they're going to have a tough time stopping the run. And then I just want to wait on the offensive guard for Baltimore. In the 2 games in which he didn't play really many snaps because of injury, they lost both games. So I'm paying close attention to that. But I do love Baltimore.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board, 457, 458. Patriots travel to Carolina. Seeing some 3.5 in the market. Bet online, 3.5 and 41. Any sharp action on the side or a total? And how we probably bet this one, Dave?
Some sharp on under 43. The public's all over the Patriots. This is going to be a big need for us on Sunday. About 80% of the early actions on the Patriots, 57% on the under.
Let me go to Rooster first because I love going to Sheep after Rooster. Rooster, who do you like in this one?
Nothing on the side here. I mean, if the line was 3, I would lean Patriots. It's up to 3.5. I do like home dogs, but I don't like Carolina at all. They're definitely on my no beat bet list. But I do like the under here. Even at 41.5, I think there's still some value on the under. But obviously, I missed the number.
Sheep.
Rooster, just sit back. You might get 42 the way this is going to go. They're going to bet over in this game. So just hang around till Sunday and you'll be able to go under 42.
All right, good.
You like a side here, Sheep? Or no?
I have no opinion on the side, but I do like the over.
Would you
Over 40.5 is a monster. Rooster.
Let's go to Batman. Batman, who do you like here, man?
If I had to bet it, it would be Bill Belichick's defense against Sam Darnold. I would bet the Patriots only at -3, no more. I know it's at 3.5 now, so it's no touch for me. So that's kind of the way I lean a little bit.
Let's go to 8-Ball. 8-Ball, you got an opinion?
I like the Patriots here. Belichick's seen Sam Darnold a bunch of times. Hasn't really had any great success against him. And if CMC doesn't play, obviously, the Panthers have shown they can't really score any points without him. I like the Patriots here.
Matt from the college kids, you like anybody?
Yeah, I'm with the 8-Ball on the other side. I do with the Patriots. I mean, it's becoming more likely that Sam Darnold does not suit up. So I think they'll have PJ Walker quarterbacking for the Panthers, and that's going to be tough against Bill Belichick and that defense. I'm definitely leading the Patriots.
All right. Let's go to the next game on the board. 459, 460. Buffalo travels to Jacksonville. Over 2 touchdowns. I'm seeing some 15s in the market, 14.5. Bet Online currently 14.5, 14.5. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Is the whole world on the Buffalo Bills this week?
So far, well, 80% of the whole world's on the Buffalo Bills so far. 54%'s on the over. Nothing too sharp yet.
We'll go to Batman first. Batman, do you like a side here? Would you take Jacksonville if the game creeps up to 17? Maybe like last week when the Texans game went to 17 against the Rams and ended up covering the spread, or are you just going to stay off the game?
So if the line gets to that high, I will play Jacksonville plus the 17, only if it gets somewhere up in that neck of the woods. I got to tell you, when this game opened 14, I know I'm the guy that doesn't play double-digit road favorites. I bet the Bills -13.5, -120 when it opened. If it gets to 17, it's going to be a middle attempt for me for sure.
Let's go to Rooster. Rooster, you got any love for the dog here?
I mean, it's very hard not to take 14.5 on a home dog. I think Lawrence is definitely getting better. He's shown some signs he could be a good starting quarterback in this league. I mean, he is under a lot of pressure. I don't think it's getting to 17. I mean, I think it might creep up a little bit, so I'm going to wait, but I'm going to end up being on the dog here. I'll guarantee it. I can't help myself.
Sheep, you got an opinion on this one?
Only the dog. And Rooster, just wait. Well, last week, remember, the game, it was set 14.5, 15. When it went to close, it was 17.5 painted. So
Yeah.
the public's going to drive it up. They're going to print the ticket for us, so we just have to wait.
8-Ball, you got an opinion?
I like the favorite here, the Bills. The Jags last week, they went to Seattle. It's supposed to be a close game. They couldn't even stop Geno Smith. I don't know how they're going to stop Josh Allen this week. I mean, I think our team's quit on Urban Meyer. I just think they're a dumpster fire right now.
Matt from the college kids. I mean, Jacksonville was looking good. They had some promises. They looked all right against Arizona before they gave the game away. They played the Bengals tough. They came back. They beat Miami, and then they shit the bed last week against Seattle. Is there any way you can see them covering this spread?
Yeah, once it hits the 17 area, I definitely think you can get a backdoor cover, especially with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, 17, if you get 17 on a home dog, it's just way too many points, and I'm going to have to be forced to make that wager.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen, 461, 462. The Browns travel to Cincinnati after a very disappointing loss to the Steelers. Game opened up 3, down to 2.5. I'm seeing Bet Online down to 1 minus a quarter. Total's at 47, which feels a little high for this one. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Dave Mason from Bet Online. How are they betting this one?
Bengals over right now. 65% on the Bengals and about 80% on the over.
Wow. All right, let me go to Rooster first. Rooster, Baker Mayfield's a fraud. Obviously, you don't like him. Do they win this week, or do you like Cincinnati?
I mean, Cincinnati's shown signs of being an elite team in this league, and they've also shown signs of being a mediocre team in this league. And you could say the same thing about Cleveland. I mean, if I could take 3 on this game, I would lean Cleveland. Right now, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I think the public's going to be on Cincinnati here after a couple impressive wins, and the Browns were disappointed. The Browns have a lot of issues in that locker room right now. But I still lean Browns. I think they can win. They can pull this off.
Sheep, who do you like here?
I have to agree with Rooster on this one. I would take the
Oh,
Browns
my
plus
God.
3. I know, please.
What's coming to an end?
It would only be Cleveland plus 3, or I could lay Cincinnati -1. This is a divisional game that's going to be a fucking slugfest.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's a tough game. Let me go to Batman. Batman, you like anybody here?
I like the Bengals -1, man. I like them. I think that Baker Mayfield has regressed more than anything. I think he's the wrong guy. I don't think he should be starting for that team. I think Case Keenum is a much better option. Stefanski won't see it. I think he's tailor-making the offense around to really hurt Baker Mayfield. I think they're beat up on defense. I think their offensive line is hurt. I think this is the Bengals game. The Bengals are really upset. There's been a lot of press coverage down here this week about how hard their practice has been from losing that Jets game and how the coaches have put them through the ringer more than they've been this entire year. I think Cincinnati -1 is the right side. At 3, I like Cleveland, but at 1, I like the Bengals.
You think that regression for Baker Mayfield is due to that injury? Is that the major part of it? Is that why he's had such a bad season?
So I'm going to say no. I think that part of it is throwing the ball deep in the field. But if you look at some of his throws last week, and I know there's a lot of reaction, and Baker Mayfield wasn't the problem. On all of the key plays, he overthrew every receiver. I went and rewatched the game because I wanted to see really how he played. He had 6 missed throws over the head by at least a foot, where these receivers, elite guys in the NFL, couldn't touch that football on key plays. I just don't think he's the guy. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I think that the Bengals win this game, and I love them at -1.
Let's go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, you got an opinion on this matchup?
This is a tough game. I think it's going to be a tight divisional game. I like the +3 right now, but I haven't taken a side on this one.
Matt from the College Kids, how do you feel about this?
I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's been struggling all year, but I think a big part of that is his team. I mean, look at the injuries. They're devastated. And, I mean, Odell's not even showing up anymore. Clowney's been hurt on the defensive side. Conklin's been hurt. Who else? Malik Jackson on the defensive line. Landry's been in and out. Even Baker's hurt. Malik McDowell, McKinley. I mean, they got a whole bunch of people. Their center, J.C. Treader, he's not practicing. Their tackle, Willis, he's limited in practice. Like, they're really banged up, this team. I don't know how I can't – I have to bet the Bengals. They've been playing so well. Burrow's been a monster. And I just don't know if Cleveland has enough to stop this team.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board. Vegas travels to New York, playing the Giants. Seeing some 3s in the market, 3.5s at Bet Online, 3, juice a little bit, -118. Totals at 47. Dave Mason from Bet Online, how they betting this one?
Raiders about 84% of the early actions on the Raiders, 53% on the over. Nothing too sharp yet.
Let me go to 8 Ball first. 8 Ball, you've been bullish on this Raiders team since the beginning of the season. You had them over in their season win totals. You had them make the playoffs as well. Do you think they win this game and cover the spread?
I'm going to wait for the line to keep shaping. I like the Giants here as the home dog. They played KC good last week. The Raiders are coming off a bye week, but as we've seen throughout the year, they've been coming out slow every game. They turn it up in the second half. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I think the Giants are going to win this game.
Rooster, you're a big Giants fan. You like them here?
I do. I think this is a really good spot for them. Vegas has been playing a little bit over their heads. It's a 1 o'clock game, 10 o'clock their time. Long travel. They're getting in on Saturday. I do. I like the Giants here, and they did play KC tough. It's not the same KC team, but they hung right with those guys. They could have won that game. There were a couple bad coaching decisions.
They should have won the game.
They should have won the game. I agree. I mean, I like the Giants here, and I do like them on the money line.
Wow. Sheep, How do you feel about this matchup?
You already know. I already shot my load. I love the Giants. Taking 3.5 here. Send it in. Great spot for them. And I have to agree with the bald Prince of Bel Air over there. Giants on the side end money line.
Wait, what the hell did you just call?
The bald Prince of Bel Air.
But he's balder than me. And Baba's been bald since I knew him, and he was 11 years old.
Yeah, but look at that fucking head of yours. Jesus Christ.
Who's bald at 11 years old, Baba?
You know, I got the Vin Diesel. What am I going to do?
Oh, my God. I forgot where we're at, Batman. Did I go to you yet?
Well, I'm finishing my 40 because I don't have any more wine in the house, as you can see here. So I got a lovely 40. So I figured the sheep or Baba or somebody would understand how cool this is. Matt and 8-Ball, I don't know if they know what 40s are. This was back in our day. If you do, cheers, boys. I like the Giants plus 3.5.
Yes!
I think that's what I got him at early was 3.5. I like him here. I think you're going to see a little bit of good defensive pressure in the face of Derek Carr here and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, man. You know, the Giants have been playing well in defense, much better, and I think they're getting a little bit healthier. Danny Dimes has played some good games this year, man. Look at that New Orleans game he played. I mean, that was awesome. I think that plus 3.5 at home is a great bet.
Maddie from the College Kids, who do you like?
I didn't touch this one. This one was a pass for me. I didn't like much, at least as of yet.
All right, Giants money line. Let's go to the next game. Atlanta versus the Saints. No Jameis, but Trevor Siemian looked good beating Tampa Bay. Who's going to be the quarterback this week, Dave Mason? It's 6.5 and 42.
Yeah. Well, we actually took some sharp action on the Saints. That's what moved up to 6.5. Was sharps hit up 5.5, but the overall cash fell 50-50, 54% on the Falcons, 57% on the under. You gotta say Simeon, right?
I mean, I hope so. Let me go to Batman first. Batman, is Simeon the quarterback, or?
So
I mean, he looked pretty good.
I think that he's going to play quarterback. Everything that I've read is pointing to that, and then they're going to shape in, the other QB they have there to play in certain situations. I think Simeon's going to play. I actually like him in here. He knows the system and everything. I got to tell you, man, this is my big bet of the week. I bet him at 5.5. I love New Orleans in this game. I love their defensive matchup here. I think this is one of the best bets on the board. I think New Orleans comes in is hot. I like the kid who's playing QB. I love their defensive matchup this week, in my opinion.
Rooster, how do you feel about this matchup?
I mean, Saints, if anything, I like it at the lower line. I agree. Simeon's the right guy. Atlanta just can't get out of their own way. I think they're a fairly talented team. They're having some offensive line issues, but they just can't get it together. And right now, I haven't bet anything, but I do lean Saints.
Sheep, how do you feel about this matchup?
I'm going to let Rooster continue betting the under there, and I'll wait till I can grab a 40.5, and I'll bang the over. I like the over. Only thing I like on this side, I like the over. I like the over a lot.
All right, let me go to 8-Ball. 8-Ball, you think the Falcons can cover a 7-point spread here or no?
I don't love this game, but this is the best team the Falcons have played since they played the Bucs 5 weeks ago. They versed teams like, the Jets, the Giants, Washington, Panthers. So I think the Saints have the upper hand on this one. I didn't take anything on the game, but I lean Saints here.
Matt from the College Kids, who do you like?
Yeah, I do think the Saints are a better unit, like 8-Ball said. And that's unit they've played in a while. I mean, but Atlanta's, despite versing subpar comp, they've been playing well against them. They beat the Giants. They beat the Jets, Miami, within 6 points of Carolina, and should have beat, honestly, Washington. It's tough for me with Jameis now out. I don't know how much I trust Simeon, so I want to do a little more research on my guy Simeon and then make my wager after I do that.
Let me go back to Rooster. Rooster, with such a low total, grabbing 7 seems like a lot in this game, doesn't it, on Atlanta? Or you just think New Orleans is that much better than their defense and just too strong?
Well, Baba alluded to it. I actually went under 44 in this game. That's the key number up here. But, I mean, the higher the line is on the game, the less a half point is worth on the total. So this is a fairly low total in today's NFL. It wouldn't have been 10 years ago for a game that's close to a touchdown. And I see what Baba's saying. If this game goes under 41, it's an automatic bet on the over. But I do have a bet under 44 here.
All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. Chargers travel to Philly. There's some questions about Justin Herbert's hand. Line opened up 3. It's down to 1.5. I see one at Bet Online Juice at -20. Totals at 49.5. Dave Mason from Bet Online. How are they betting this?
Sharps took the birds again, +3. That explains the number going down. Public's on the other side. Everybody's on the Chargers. About 77% on the Chargers. So we'll need the birds big on Sunday. 62% is on the over.
I mean, every year we kind of, by the end of the season, you know, there's people always clowning on the sharps and the squares and the marbles. But this year, how much damage has the public done down there at Bet Online?
Well, I mean, last weekend we came back with a vengeance, thank God. But I mean, everybody heard me bitching every other damn week. I mean, we were in the red in 4 out of the 5 previous Sundays. We had a red figure. Some of them were small, like week 7 was small, but week 6 was a record week for the players, and the week before that was a big one too. So, but last weekend, I mean, we set records on the winning side last week, and both Saturday and Sunday. So, you know, that's just how the season is. The up, down, up, down, up, down. At the end of the year, you're up 5%, 6%, whatever. So you just got the ebbs and flows. You just got to wait them out.
Yeah, I got you. All right, let's go to Rooster first. Rooster, are you an Eagles fan this week, or?
All I'm hearing about is sharp money on the birds, sharp money on the birds. The line keeps dropping, and I think they're all insane. I have no faith in this Eagles team at all. The Chargers are a good team. I know he's got a little hand issue, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. The Eagles cannot beat this team. I love the Chargers this week, and I know I'm probably anti-Eagles because they've let me down so much in the last 2 years, but I love the Chargers here. I hope this game goes down to a pick.
Sheep. Don't tell me you agree with Rooster again.
I don't even want to talk to the fucker. I do like the Chargers also, and if they bet the under, I would probably I'd like to go over some. I'm hoping someone hammers the under because I think Eagles defense sucks, and I think the Chargers can put some points on the board. So I like the Chargers and over.
Let's go to Batman. Batman, who do you like here?
I guess I'm the only guy here, non-Philadelphian, who's already bet the Eagles. I sent it out a couple of days ago. I bet it at 3.5 when it popped. If it gets to a pick, it'll be a big middle for me opportunity, 100%. Just a couple point out things. The Chargers have a negative point differential this year. That is not good. The Eagles have a plus 12 point differential this year. Most people don't know that. The Eagles have played San Francisco really tough at home. They played Tampa Bay really tough at home. I think that you're going to see a similar game plan on defense to what New England did to the LA Chargers last week and how they played man up front and zone deep. And the Eagles can do that. I like them plus the points.
8-ball. Chargers, you can run on that team. Are the Eagles going to run on that team? You like the Eagles here?
I don't even think they're going to attempt to run. They haven't tried all year. I watch this team every Sunday. I've been watching them for years. Every Sunday, this is the worst Eagles team I've seen. The head coach, he's in over his head. The defensive coordinator, he has the linebackers playing 7 yards off the line of scrimmage. I don't see how they stop Herbert. These two wide receivers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Eckler at the backfield. I don't think they have the linebackers to stop him. I love the Chargers here. I'm all over them.
Matt, from the college kids, a lot of the public all over the Chargers this week. Are you going to join them or?
Yeah, I am. I look at the Eagles. They haven't been able to commit to the run all year. And actually they did last week, and that's, a big reason they won was because Detroit ended up killing themselves as they do every single week. I mean, they're owing whatever for a reason. I came to the realization. But no, this Chargers team, they're not – the Eagles aren't going to be able to keep up with Herbert. If Herbert is healthy, I don't see how they stay within. I don't know. I don't get the sharp action going on the Eagles +3. I mean, the Chargers, look at their losses. They lost to Dallas, who's like 7-0 against the spread. They lost to them by 3. In New England, they lost to them by 3. Both are two really good teams. Despite that, they were some tough teams. Kansas City, despite all their struggles, they're still a talented team. Cleveland was able to run the ball. They were a good team at the time. Baltimore crushed them because they ran all over them, but the Eagles haven't committed to the run, so I do like the Chargers this week.
All right, let's go to the next game on the board. Green Bay, COVID, Rodgers, Kansas City. It's up to what, 7.5 at BetOnline 48. Dave Mason from BetOnline. How they bet this one?
61% on the Packers. And again, obviously the price is all over the damn place there. 57% on the under.
Rooster, are you backing the Chiefs here?
I am not. I am officially off the Chiefs for the year. And I think this line moved way too much for a Chiefs team that's in turmoil and barely beat the Giants last week by a miracle. And here comes a Packers team that's gelling really well. And I want to see what Love can do. I'm actually looking forward to this game. I think the Packers can win this game. This Super Bowl hangover is real. And the Chiefs grab a win last week. If they lost last week, how would they be coming into this game? And they can't feel good about that win. I like the Packers here, and I'm going to make a little money line wager on it too.
What do you think about the total, man? I mean, the Chiefs have the worst defense in football, and I mean, he showed that he could move the ball. Would you go over 48?
I mean, this thing dropped a lot. 47 is the key number here. If it gets to 47, you got to start thinking about an overbet. But again, what's the Packers offense going to do? Is it going to be a lot of runs, which there usually is for a quarterback's first game, even the first game of the season, which is going to limit the total. But if the Chiefs, if this turns into a track meet and they have to start passing the ball, I would like the over.
All right, let me go to Sheep. Sheep, who are you liking this one?
Wait till it goes to 47. I agree with Rooster. Plus 300 on the money line, and I love the dog.
Wow.
Kansas City. I don't know how Rooster broke up with Andy Reid. It probably was a really bad breakup. But I would hate to have been on the phone for that call. But it's Packers all the way. Packers, money line, side, and over.
Batman, who do you like here?
I don't like the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are I never saw hesitation ever before in the way Mahomes is playing. I can't believe what I see. I'm shocked. He's shell-shocked. He can't react to what he's seeing. All these teams are playing the same coverage. They're playing a high 2 cover shell with man up front. Everyone knows that. And they still cannot score. It's incredible. It's like nothing I've ever seen with how efficient they are. And here's the reason why they're having problems this year. They don't have another wide receiver besides Tyreek Hill. So now Tyreek's getting doubled. They're using a big backer on Travis Kelce coming out, and they have no one else to catch the football, and they have no running game. The Chiefs are in trouble here. Plus 7's great bet. Don't mind a little sprinkle in the money line too as well. But that plus 7 is golden here in this spot, or 7.5. I'm going to wait because I think it's going to go to 8, and then I'm going to hop on it big.
Let's go to
Batman,
April.
excuse me,
Good.
Philly Godfather. Good point you brought up. What's happened to Travis Kelce? He's not playing the same in the past few weeks.
I think it's scheme. I got it. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, if you look and you watch, like I rewatch all these games late Monday night all the time, and I'll watch and stop and look at defensive coverages. It's just what I love to do. It's just part of what I do. It means not much in gambling metrics, but I love the scheme of it. And they're using all the big backers on Travis Kelce. What happens is they know that Kansas City has these crossing routes when they get inside the 20 in the red zone. And what these teams are doing is these cornerbacks are playing off, and they're running downhill to stop these cross routes. And it has completely shut Kansas City down in the red zone from scoring. That's the huge issue that they're having here. So, I mean, the way to finish it and the way to fix it is one thing. Run the football. That's what they do. Now, they started trying to do that more last week, and that's why they won the game. But can they be cognizant enough and Mahomes not check to a throw play and keep running the football down until they get these guys out of coverages? So far, that hasn't happened.
This Chiefs
Agreed.
team's still kind of weird because I think they're sixth in the league in yards per drive, but I think they're second to dead last in the turnover differential. That's been the biggest problem. They just keep turning that ball over. They're still moving the ball, but I mean those turnovers are killing them, and it's killing them in the points per drive because they're not finishing. When you look at Green Bay, they're 19th in yards per drive, they're 11th in points per drive, but they're number 2 in the turnover differential. So I think a big part of Green Bay's success, obviously, is Aaron Rodgers. Now, can this kid move the ball on a bad defense? I'm expecting a ton of points here, man. Like Bruiser said, if the game goes to 47, I think over is the move. At 7.5, it's hard. Oh, man. So you got to take the dog. You got to take Green Bay plus the points here. All right, let's go next game on the board. 471, 472. Arizona travels to San Francisco. Game opened up 3. I thought the wrong team was favored when that line popped. Now San Fran's lane 2, 1.5 at Bet Online, juiced at -1/4. Totals at 44. Dave Mason from Bet Online. How do you bet this one?
Nothing too sharp. 61% is on the cards. 58% is on the over.
Rooster, who do you like here?
I keep waiting for this Cardinals team to come back down to earth, but I don't think it's going to be the 49ers team that ends up bringing them back. I like the Cardinals here a little bit. Obviously, the line's a little low. Maybe a small money line bet for me, but definitely not one of my big games of the week. But I lean Cardinals.
Sheep, who do you like here?
I agree with him. I could only take 3 on Arizona here. It bothered me to open up 2.5 the other way. It's 1.5, and I don't think San Fran's for real. I've watched them the past few weeks. And I'm not sold on them. Arizona's the real deal.
All right, let me go to Batman. Batman, San Francisco is a lot healthier. Last time these two teams played, the game was a lot closer than the final score indicated. Some bad coaching decisions there, not taking the field goals a couple times. Now you got a much healthier San Francisco team. Arizona came back down to earth against the Packers. Who do you like?
A wise man from Philadelphia once told me this. When a team has a winning streak above and beyond what they're possible, when they lose their first game, the second game back is their worst game of the season. San Francisco, big.
Jesus.
Wow, the dogs even liked it. The dogs are going crazy.
Dogs are barking.
Let me go to Matt from the College Kids. Matt, who do you like here?
Toby, keep it down. Rooster won't share his wine.
I like San Fran. I like San Fran here. I really do think they win. I think they cover. Last time these teams versed, it was a pretty damn close game, almost a coin flip. I mean, there were some stupid boneheaded mistakes, but a lot of that was due to a new quarterback being at the quarterback position in Trey Lance. This time we have Jimmy G back, and it's going to be a much more flowing offense, in my opinion, for San Fran. And I think they get the job done, and I think they take down Arizona. I think Arizona, this is the second week in a row. Last week we saw them go down against Green Bay. I think it's the second week in a row they go down.
Matt, 8 Ball, who do you like here?
I agree with Matt. I think San Fran's aside here. We saw Arizona lose last week. 49ers got some momentum. They beat the Bears, came back in that game. It was a great comeback. They should have beat the Cardinals. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. They weren't healthy. They're a much healthier football team right now. I think they start getting on a run here. I think they take this game.
All right, let's go next game on the board. Game 473, 474. Tennessee without Derrick Henry playing the Rams, who all of a sudden, I mean, they might be the best team in football here. Another major acquisition. Game is up to 7.5 at Bet Online, up to 53 the total, which seems a little high to me. Dave Mason from Bet Online, how are they betting this one?
Let's see. They're betting the Titans. No. It's about 59% on the Rams. Sorry about that. 59% on the Rams. There's some sharp action on the Rams, and 64% on the under.
You guys got a lot of futures on the Rams down there?
Yep, absolutely.
Is that like one of the most top 5 teams where you got liabilities on?
I don't think it's small liability. Small liability. Last time I haven't checked in a few days. Probably since last week, to tell you the truth. But it was a small liability. Nothing too
major.
bad. Nah.
Rooster, you think the Rams cover the spread, and do you think this is the type of team, the way they're built, can get to the Super Bowl?
I do think it's a team that could get to the Super Bowl. I think the NFC, the top tier, is very strong. With the Rams leading the way there. But, I mean, Green Bay strong when Aaron Rodgers gets back, Arizona. I like the NFC, actually. I bet them last week. But in this particular game, I think this line moved too much on the Henry information. I mean, a running back, I know he's a beast, but there is no running back in the league worth 3 points. I think that's insane. I like the Titans here plus 7.5. I think this is going to be a close game. They're both well coached. The Titans are solid all the way around. They've played some tough opponents, and it's obviously the run was key for them, and Henry was key. But I don't think that's a deciding factor. I think this is going to be a close game. I like them plus 7.5 a lot.
Sheep, who do you like here?
Well, hold on, Rooster, go back. What do you make this game?
The game should be 6.
Okay. I like the dog here.
You like Tennessee plus 7.5?
Yes, I do. That's the
You
only
like,
thing I have.
you like anything on the total or not?
No, I don't. I don't like the total at all, but I do like the dog because I think Tennessee's going to, they can't run the ball, so I'm hoping the total goes down a little bit. I'm probably going to lean towards the over a little bit. I'm just going to wait.
All right, let me go to Batman. Batman. No Derrick Henry. Can they cover the spread?
No. Fuck no. Very simply, the NFL is about matchups, right? Jalen Ramsey is one-on-one with Brown from Tennessee. How do they score points in this game? How do they keep it close? Jalen Ramsey is the only true guy that is physical enough to shut down Brown from Tennessee. They're not going to be able to run the football. Tennessee's pass defense is horrendous. This is an absolute X's and O's game for the LA Rams coach. I think they light this scoreboard up. I bet it at 6.5 and 7 as I released it. I love them in this spot.
Wow. Let me go. We got some opposition here. Let me go to 8 Ball. 8 Ball, who do you like here?
I love the Rams here. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a running back in NFL history to mean more to his team than Derrick Henry. I don't put a lot of stock into running backs, but that's one guy that dictates the entire offense. I think this game's going to be similar to when Tennessee played Arizona week 1. Arizona just routed that team. They won on both lines of the scrimmage. I think the Rams do the same thing here. I think they win pretty easily.
Matt from the college kids, who do you like?
Yeah, I'm usually with Rooster on the fact that most running backs don't mean anything. But I think this is a specific special case because this guy, every time he runs the ball, he's going forward. It's always positive expectation. You're never going to lose yardage with him. And then the fact that in the red zone, they rely so heavily on him. Now the red zone scoring, their percentage is probably going to dip. We're going to see a dip in their numbers second half of the season, along with the fact that, I mean, look at the play action plays. Everything's built off of that run game with Tennessee. Now you're versus what's supposed to be, one of the top teams in the NFL that people are saying are going to be a Super Bowl team. So you combine all that. I mean, it's going to be hard to cover that number. I get the number 7 is a good number to get, but I just don't think it's a winning wager. I do like the Rams -7.
Yeah, I got a feeling Tennessee's going to be kicking a lot of field goals here while the Rams are scoring touchdowns. I kind of like the Rams as well. All right, let's go to the next game on the board. Chicago travels to Pittsburgh. 6.5s out there. I see some 6s. Totals at 38.5 at Bet Online. Dave Mason, how are they betting this one?
The Bears. I mean, not it's a Monday night game, so there's not a ton of, and it's kind of a ho-hum game for the public, so not a ton of early action yet, but 61% of the early action is on the Bears, 57% is on the under. Nothing too sharp as of yet.
Rooster, you like anybody here?
To me, this is a nothing game. It's I don't know. I mean, obviously, at the beginning of the year, they thought this was going to be an important game. I think it's a shit game. I don't like either side. I would take the Bears +7 or lay 4 on the Steelers, but at that dead 6 number, I'm not touching it.
Sheep, you like anybody here?
I'm hoping they go under, and I can grab in over 37 just for a hot dog, something to watch. And I like to watch Ben because I think this is going to be his last year in the league.
All right, let me go to Batman. Batman, Pittsburgh's coming off a big division win, tough growing victory. low-scoring game. Offensive line issues. Now they're going to play a Bears team that arguably has one of the best pass rushes in football when they're healthy. Who do you like?
Well, I know the right side is the Chicago Bears. I'm well aware of that because I'm around the sharpest guys in the world. I just don't know if I can pull the trigger, man. I think this might be a watch for me. The key thing for me is going to be the defensive injuries in Chicago. Who plays on that defensive line? Is Khalil Mack out? I haven't looked at the injuries yet because that's usually released later, because I don't have enough information. So depending on the injuries on that game, on the Chicago Bears defense is going to determine what I like in that game.
Let's go to April. April, you got an opinion on the side or a total?
I think it's going to be an ugly, low-scoring game. I do like the Bears here. I don't think Big Ben or the Steelers' offense has shown me anything this year where they can just pull away from Chicago here. I think Justin Fields has showed he's a great playmaker, so if he's able to make some plays this game, which I think he will be able to do, he can keep them within the number.
Matt from the college kids, who do you like?
Real quick, I want to say shout out to Mikey Betts for joining the cat. That's my brother right there, half brother. I like the Chicago Bears at such a low total. I mean, what's it? It's at 38.5, 39, depending on where you shop. Chicago +7, if you can get it, it has to be the play here. Like April said, Fields has been able to make some plays. Pittsburgh's dealing with some problems, and I'm expecting some of the guys on the defensive end for Chicago to get a little healthier this week in play. So, yeah, I do like Chicago +7.
Yeah, I like the Bears and under as well. All right, let's go to Thursday night action. Jets against the Colts. There's some sharp money on the Jets. Game was 10.5. It's back down to 10 at BetOnline, 45.5. Dave Mason from BetOnline. How are they betting this one?
It's pretty even. About 55% on the Jets, 56% on the over. You already mentioned a little bit of sharp action on the Jets at +10.5, and a little bit on over 50, or not over 50, over 45 as well.
All right, let's go to Rooster. Rooster, who do you like here, man?
I think the Colts are starting to come into their own here. They're playing a little bit better. If Wentz can stay upright and healthy, they can make a run for this division, especially with the Henry injury. I lean Colts, but my big bet here is under 45. I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair. Some field goals, not a whole lot of touchdowns. I like under 45 is my big bet.
Sheep, you like the dog or the favorite?
I like over 45 for 2 double pepperoni pizzas from Pika's, please.
You got it, Baba. You're on.
Thank you. All right, so I do like the over a lot. I think the way the Colts lost last week, I agree with Rooster Pigeon, that Carson Wentz is coming into his own, and they should be able to take the division out because with Henry down. So I'm big on the Colts tonight, and I like over 45. I think the Colts might put up about 35 tonight themselves.
Batman, you got a Colts team. You grab 10-1 to win the division right now.
You know what I did on Tuesday night?
They got to win here. They play the Giants
I
next.
tucked the kids in bed, hopped in the car, and I drove. I think I called you on the way. Plus, we got them 10-1 to win the division. They stayed open for me to get there. I love it. I know the public has seen the Colts struggle in some games. But if you wipe out a couple of those little crazy plays in this last game, the Colts tonight, I took a -9.5, -120. I think that was the right side. It started 10.5, went to 10. I bet it 9.5. I love it at 9.5 tonight, man. I think they wiped this team off the face of the earth. You see when teams get these rookie quarterbacks in special situations, right? Mike White had his situation last week. He had the opportunity of a lifetime, no film, no idea how to play him, no defensive scheme, and now you have exactly what he can do and how the Jets or the Colts can scheme him. I think 9.5 is cheap. I bet them. I bet the 10-1. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, so I seen somewhere someone bet $100 on Mike White to have the most passing yards, and it paid out like $100,000 or some crazy number. I don't know if it's true or not, but whoever, if they did place that ticket, God bless them. But I can't see them doing it again. Let me go to April. April, who do you like here?
I like the Colts tonight. I think their linebackers, their defensive line is going to shut down the Jets' run game. I think they're going to force Mike White into some 3rd and longs, make some bad decisions. I think they win this game and cover the number.
Maddie from the college kids, who do you like?
I mean, leaning the Colts. I mean, the Jets have 2 wins. Indy has 3. wins, and the Colts are 10-point favorites. I'm leaning Indy here, but I really do like the over. I'm with Sheep here. Look at Mike White, what he did last week to Cincy. He was a solid, pass defense, and now he's versing one of the worst pass defenses in opponent yards per pass attempt. In Indy, I know they have some film on them, but still, they haven't been good all year. I do like the over 45. I think they are able to score some points, and I think Indy's able to cover that number.
I'm hoping the Jets cover the spread. I'm hoping they win the division. But we'll see what happens, man. This Jets team could surprise some people tonight, but there's definitely some opposition on the game. We'll go back to Dave Mason from Bet Online. Dave, let everyone know where you're at and how to find you.
On Twitter at Dave Mason BOL. Come on over. BetOnline.ag. Check out our promotions page for all the bonuses. 100% bonus for first-time crypto. Plus, you get 35% on crypto reloads. Other types of deposit methods, you get 50% or 25% reload.
Since you talked about bonuses, let me go to Philly Rooster. Rooster, you got a bonus play for anyone, whether it's football, college football, NFL, NBA, anything for anybody out there? I guess he's drunk. Batman, Batman, you got anything for anybody?
No, I told him
Yeah.
to go order my pepperoni pizzas now to get it out of the way.
Yeah, man, I got a couple things, couple fun things that might be of worth. I like UC minus the 21. It opened at 23, bet down to 21. Now it's going on its way back up. I really like UC in this game for the disrespect. They're going to crush Tulsa. College game day is there. This is going to be the max effort all year from UC that you're going to see to get into this playoff. Luke Fickell has run these guys through the grind. I also love 2 UFC fights. Kamaru Usman is going to destroy Colby Covington. He's going to win inside the distance within the first 3 rounds. And I really like Justin Gaethje in the UFC to beat Michael Chandler. He's going to outlast him and then beat him up. And I love the inside the distance there too as well.
Let's go to the NBA specialist. 8-Ball. You got any NBA action for anyone out there listening?
Well, tonight, Lakers, OKC. I love Shai Alexander over 22.5 points. He's averaging 26 over his last 5 games. He's averaging 18 field goal attempts during that stretch. So you're getting 18 attempts to grab 23 points in 36 minutes. His average the last 5 games. I think it's a good number. I think he goes over this one tonight.
Matty from the college kids, you got any bonus moves for anybody?
OKC with the points plus 11. Houston over Miami Heat. And I also do love that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 22.5 point prop. I mean, the Lakers, they haven't been defending the 3 well. The most threes Shai Alexander's averaged throughout his career is this year. I think he's averaging 7. And on top of that, Lakers run one of the fastest paces. That means more opportunities for Shai to score. So, yeah.
There you go, man.
PGF, I got a couple things for you real quick. I got to know.
Fire.
I need 2 things. I need your college football game of the week, which I think I know what it is, but I need it. And the second thing I need is I need a college basketball future like the Dayton Flyers, where we got taken to the woodshed because they didn't play the NCAA tournament. What do you got for me?
Oh, man, we're not ready for college basketball. I like Old Dominion. I laid some 2.5 on Old D. I think that's a strong move. I released the college basketball future on Twitter like I usually do. We'll do a video or something. Maybe we'll do it together this year, Batman. And, yeah, Dayton Flyers hurt. We had them at 100-1. They ended up being the number 1 seed. They definitely had a chance. Maybe win it all, or at least we can hedge some money like we did with the Houston Astros futures and made some free money. Great call by the 8-Ball there, giving out the Astros at 16-1. We piggybacked that. So, again, thanks, everyone, for watching. Follow the action every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Dave Mason, thank you. Philly Rooster, the Sheep, Jimmy Batista, Batman, the 8-Ball, and the college kids. And we'll be back next week. Good luck, guys.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Thank you.